So Dubai Marina is one of the most popular areas in Dubai. And for 2 of the 3 years that I have personally been living in Dubai, I lived in Dubai Marina as well. It's usually where most people moving to Dubai will look to move to, either Marina or downtown. And on this channel, I have been talking very highly of this area, recommending it as perhaps even the best area to live in Dubai. You've seen my multiple apartment tours from Dubai Marina, where I've lived in, I think, 3 different apartments now. But now, after living there for very long, I have decided that Dubai Marina is no longer gonna be my home in Dubai. And in this video, I'm gonna tell you all the reasons why I have decided to move out of Dubai Marina. There's of course many reasons to like Marina, and don't get me wrong, I still do like it. I still do believe that it can be one of the best areas for newcomers to move to in Dubai. You have waterfront living, very nice vibes overall. It's kind of like a 24/7 vacation kind of lifestyle. You have beach within 5 to 10 minutes depending on which part of Marina you're in. You have more amazing restaurants in the area than you can count. Tons of activities. You have beach clubs. The entire area is super walkable. What could there possibly be to not like? And those positives are still absolutely valid, but there are a couple of things that I only realized after living there for quite a while that actually made it not feel like home to me. And in this video now, I'm gonna tell you what these reasons are. The first reason is that it is very touristy. While it is popular for residents of Dubai to live in, it is also extremely popular for tourists, especially the JBR side of the area. So I'm kind of lumping JBR and Marina into one in this video because they are basically the same area, just separated by like one road. It is extremely touristy over there, especially if you walk along JBR at night. As much as it is super nice and there's so many amazing restaurants, beach club, everything, there are a lot of tourists. It can be very hectic, and that can give you that feeling where it doesn't really feel like home, where most people around you are just there on vacation. And obviously with these tourists also come very touristy things that cannot be super pleasant. Outside of the crowd, you have, for example, these very touristy restaurants where when you walk past them, they will like try to pull you in. They'll come towards you with the menu and like be very kind of aggressive about it. You have these hooker carts on the ground. Like, I'm not gonna talk too much about what they are, but essentially if you know these cards with like some lady's face and then the phone number, and like obviously you're not gonna do that, right? But it's not a nice thing to see all of these around. You have these people like selling fake airports. That's the first reason. The second broad reason is the traffic. I believe what happened is that Dubai simply didn't expect how many people there would be in this area, so it wasn't really designed to accommodate the amount of people that are living there and that are going there. The road design there is just not good at all. It's just basically all traffic into or out of this area goes through a couple of choke points, which essentially just makes the traffic completely stand still. Like, it can be ridiculous at peak times. It can take you literally 15 to 20 minutes just to exit the Marina or the JBR area, depending on where you're leaving from. And also the traffic lights take super long to turn because there's like 5 different ways that the cars can come from that you have to wait for as a pedestrian. Now within the area itself, everything is super walkable. You can use these electric scooters, everything like that. But whenever you need to leave the Marina, it can take a very long time, which just got really tiring after a while. Reason number 3 is that I rarely go to the beach. So this is a personal reason, obviously, because a big pull of this area is that you're right next to the beach. Now, I still love being near the water, but because I just like the smell of the water, I like the vibes when you see the water and things like that. But the beach itself, I would never really go to because, first of all, I'm just not the type of person to actually really go to beaches. I prefer to go to beach clubs when I want to do that kind of stuff. So I don't go to the public beach, and also the public beach in this area is super packed. I don't really enjoy the beach. As much as Dubai is safe, I never felt safe leaving my stuff around on the beach just because of how many people there are, and just because of how many tourists there are from places like Europe, where they don't have the same culture as in Dubai, where you just don't steal. So as much as probably nothing would ever happen, and nothing did ever happen, I never really felt comfortable going swimming in the ocean, leaving my phone on the beach or something like that. So I just didn't end up using it. And again, obviously it's super packed and things like that. You have people selling you stuff on the beach and all that kind of stuff. So whenever I wanted to go to the beach, I would rather just go to a beach club. And obviously they do have a great beach club near the marina in the JBR, but most of the time I would actually just find myself going to the Palm. And as much as the Palm is physically quite close to marina, it would take me like half an hour or even 45 minutes, even an hour sometimes. So I kind of defeated the purpose of being close to the beach. Reason number 4 is that it is quite far from most things actually. So within marina, you obviously have most of the things that you need, but whenever you need to leave, let's say you're seeing someone in downtown, which happened quite often. I found myself going to downtown quite a lot. It takes you quite a while. It takes you like 45 minutes to an hour to get there, depending on the traffic and the season and things like that. And most things outside of what you actually have in the marina and JBR are on like the other side of Dubai. I found myself going to like the downtown side of Dubai quite often, whereas when I lived in downtown or in other areas, I haven't found the reverse to be true. I would almost never go to the marina when I wasn't living there. A lot of my friends ended up actually living in downtown side these days, so that actually also pushed me there. Offices for any like government services, any like errands you need to do are more often going to be closer to that side. More activities, more nice restaurants, any like tennis courts. Even when we would play tennis, we would often have to leave the marina to do that if we want to play indoors or something like that. Whereas anything you have in marina, you also have on the other side, but the reverse really isn't so true. And number 5, which I already touched on, is that my friends actually mostly also left marina. So again, this is just a personal reason. And if all my friends were still living closer to marina, that would actually probably mean that I would still seriously consider staying there myself. But one after the other, a lot of my friends would also leave the area, so that also pushed me to do the same. Reason number 6, which might be slightly controversial even, it feels slightly old. Like it doesn't feel as modern and like new and polished as I would actually like an area where I live to feel, because it is like one of the older areas of Dubai. It doesn't feel like old per se, but a lot of the tiles on the pavement or something like that aren't as new and like they just don't feel as nice as they do perhaps in the area that I'm in right now, which I will reveal in a different video. A lot of the buildings are older. Some of the buildings there are also not that nice at all. You used to have many different developers there. There's not like much consistency in the quality. And a lot of the buildings are also just very old, especially a lot of those yellow buildings by JBR. You can get actually good value in terms of the space, but in terms of the feel and how new they are and the build quality isn't always what I would want. Although there are also obviously amazing buildings there, don't get me wrong. And for all these reasons, it just didn't feel like home for me. It can still be an excellent area to go to experience that kind of beach vacation lifestyle that you might have imagined when you're going to Dubai. You can go on amazing walks. It's still a very, very pleasant area overall, but it didn't feel like the kind of area where I would want to live long term, just for me personally, for a lot of these reasons. This is just my personal reasons why I have actually moved to a different area. And there's a different area where I have bought property, and I will reveal in a future video what that area is. So make sure to subscribe to find that out, because I'm pretty sure I now decided where I want my long-term home to be in Dubai. But when we talk about areas to live in Dubai, outside of Marina, there is one main like competitor that it has that people most often consider, and that is downtown Dubai. So if you're wondering if you should live in Dubai Marina or downtown when you're first moving to Dubai, I actually made a full comparison of these two areas as someone who has lived in both of these areas, which you can watch right here. So watch this video next, and I will see you in the next video.